rat's nest. Rusted out. Yep, this car is pretty much done for. Lots of rust, bad shape. And you can see this is rusted out. Water's just pouring in. Even got a hole in the roof. You know, last time this thing was on the road was probably the early 2000s. Now, I remember this car because this is what I was taken to elementary school in back in, what was it, 5th or 6th grade, junior high, part of high school. And you can see it's just rusted out all over the place. This thing is a complete disaster. But there's a lot of good parts left in it. Now you can see this is all rusted out. Steering column is still good. Dashboard's cracked even though it has this rug to cover it. This is all torn up. You know, a lot of this stuff is just falling apart. But I'm going to salvage what I can. Now, it's a 77 Aspen. It looks like, wow, even this went bad. Looks like the sun visor. This is all puffed out. And it just kind of fell apart. Water must have leaked in it, ballooned it up, rotted it out. I'm going to remove whatever trim I can. I mean, there's door handles and other things. The floor, I don't know if it rusted out. It's actually still kind of solid here. I did paint this when I had fixed up the car back in 1994. I had painted it, but seats, you know, there's this rat's material they got up in top. It's a mess. But I'm going to go ahead and save what I can. Now, these old cars, you know, they're kind of an antique now. Just the 70s cars are not really collectible. There's so much rust. If this would be a 69 Charger, I would have tried to fix it, but it's a 77 Dodge Aspen. It has really no value. I'm going to take what I can out of it. You can see, being a station wagon, it had the seat that folded down. I remember we would even put wood in this car, you know, instead of using a truck. And even though the tailgate is pretty rusty, it's still, I'm going to save that. What I'm going to try to do is trade or sell or give away some of these parts. See, this tailgate is actually, it's got rust, but it's not totally rusted out, so I think it's worth keeping. We got stuff falling out of here. Some of these plastic panels, like this one over here, is cracked. I'll save it. This one over here is in pretty good shape. You can see the old rat's nest that was in here. These are some of the screws and hardware. So my plan of action is pretty simple. I'm going to disassemble whatever I can, unscrew, you know, take the seats out, whatever. This, of course, is ruined. There's a spare tire in there that's still good. I'm going to save everything that's usable. Some of this stuff is actually the same as the 69 and 70 Chargers. Maybe the floor's got a hole in it here. These panels. I got to figure out how to get these doors open. But if I can't, I'll go ahead and I'll start the cutting process. I'm going to use a Sawzall to cut off these roof pillars, and I'm going to lift this roof off. Again, this hole's in here and pretty much destroyed, but whatever I can't use, I'll scrap. Maybe some of these interior trim pieces I'll keep. I'll keep some of these structural pieces. There's got to be somebody out there that has a 1976 or 77 or 78 Aspen over Lorry wagon that could use some of this stuff. But we'll see. Anyway, this will probably be the first Mopar video that I've done since probably 2009, or the last time I did a Mopar video. Once I get rid of this car, then one of the other things I'm going to start doing is dealing with some of my Chargers, trying to get them back, you know, where I can either work on them, restore them, or whatever. But hopefully by next week this thing will be gone. There'll be nothing left but parts, and I'll make some videos.